All right, everyone. Good evening. Just wanted to take some time to just do a quick review on last week and what I'm expecting for this week on the US30. So, as usual, let's just pray to begin. God, we just thank you again for your blessings, for your goodness, and for this opportunity to trade. Thank you for a successful week. May we go into this upcoming week even more confident and successful. We thank you and we love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, quick things. As you know, the original structure, the original methodology behind what it is that I do is that I'm always 100% bullish, okay? And remember, I mentioned to you that any sells that the market shows you is only a temporary retracement in order to get the largest higher low on the US30 so that we can resume the active trend, which is higher lows to higher highs. Now, this is the 2 hour time frame that I'm showing you since the last higher low had been formed on February 10th, 2026. Since then, the 2 hour has been in a lower high, lower low formation. Not to worry, the market is not bearish. It was only doing that retracement so that it could make the higher low on your larger time frame. In this case, we take a look and we go to our weekly time frame, and you will see on the weekly time frame, we actually made that higher low probably about 3 weeks ago. It started, or yeah, 2 weeks ago it actually started. Um, and we have been buying ever since. Now, I did a chart. Those of you who had an opportunity to see the chart that I posted, let me just show that to you. Gave you a breakdown as to what the market has been doing for since the higher low has been signaled on the weekly. Now, let me just switch over and I'll show you what that chart looks like. That is, let me see right here. Oh, yeah, did it on this blank chart right here. Okay. All right, so real quick, this is what we noticed here on the US30. So the highest point that was made in 2024 is indicated by this blue line right here. Okay. Then you had the lowest point that was made in 2025. Okay. Then from here, you notice that the market, this was a higher low. Market moved from here and it went all the way up here and it made a higher high in 2026. That's the beginning of this year. Okay. The market has retraced and it has now come and made a higher low. Okay. This is currently the lowest point of 2026 and it has started to buy from here. Okay. Now, what I will do is that I purposely left off the indicator just so you could see the naked price action. Okay. So if I take this off, you'll see everything that I'm talking about. So you had, this was a higher high, then you had a higher low, and then of course you had a higher high. Or if you're on the weekly time frame, this was a higher high, then you had a low. I'm sorry, higher low, okay, and then it went all the way up to a higher high, okay, then you have a low, okay. Now, depending on how you look at it, here's another way you could actually judge this, okay. This would be a low on your weekly, then it would go up to make a new high, and then from here, you have a higher low, and then now you're expecting to go to a higher high. Let's put on the indicator and see how it plays out. So here we go. Go to our indicator. This is the live. Here you go. Higher high to low. Then it goes to a high, which of course was the all-time high. Came to a higher low. This is the first confirmation. Second confirmation is when it breaks the previous all-time high, and continues going up to make higher lows, higher highs. Okay, let's put back those drawings. Here we go. All right, so higher high to higher high, then to higher low, then the next move is going to be a higher high. Okay, that is basically what the market has been doing all of this year. Now, real quick, I'll show you the seasonals chart. Okay, now important is that when you look at the seasonals chart, you'll notice, okay, this here shows you from 2021 all the way to 2026. Okay, now 2022, this was the year where, of course, you know, people thought all hell was going to break loose. The market spent basically the entire year below the 0% line. Okay, so you know, it was in a heavy retracement for that entire year. Okay, if you look at 2023, this line here, this aqua line, you'll notice the rebound that took place. All right, it spent some time consolidating on the 0% line before ending at another all-time high. Now, one of the things that I want you to actually look at, and I've made reference to this point on the on my TikTok channel and also on my Instagram channel. If you notice, every single year the market does the same thing. You always have this familiar dip round about April, and then after this time the market tends to rebound, okay, and usually finishes higher than where you were in April. Okay, with the exception of 2022, you saw the dip. The dip actually extended lower, or more advanced in the year. So, for example, the dip extended to October, but eventually, what you noticed was that once that market made that lowest point of the year, then it actually rebounded to finish at a higher point in the year. Okay, now, every year in April, notice this dip. Market tends to dip round about between March and April, okay? And then it rebounds. Now, here's the important thing. Every time when the market finished at that all-time high in the year, what has been consistent? Well, the consistent thing is that this gray line right here, this is the 0% line. This is where price starts every single year. Every time when you have a break below that 0% line, which usually happens between March to April, sometimes extending closer into like May or June, every time when the price actually comes and breaks above that 0% line, okay, it continues in that trajectory towards the end of the year. So you will finish with another all-time high before the year is over. Guaranteed on that. And that, hence, my projections, which I'll get to in a number of minutes. So this is 2026, this thick blue line. So far, we did the all-time high early in the year, got that out of the way. It came down. It's been on a retracement. It broke below that 0% line. This is where everybody was saying, oh my God, the market is going to hell, especially because of what's going on with war. But notice what has been happening over the past number of weeks. The higher low was signaled on your weekly time frame, and the market has started to rebound in the last 2 weeks. We have had 2 solid weeks of gains. Those gains are going to continue to the end of 2026. I guarantee that. Okay, based on what I'm seeing, that is what I'm projecting. And even if it doesn't happen this year, I know it's going to happen at some point in time. So I'm always 100% bullish on the market. So if you notice, price has rebounded. It has almost gotten back to that 0% line. We're now just less than a percent below that 0% line where we started in 2026. Once it breaks this line, it's going to be upwards for the remaining portion of this year. All right. So I just wanted to touch on that in terms of a review. Now, going back to the chart, looking at last week, okay? Let's just take a look at what has been happening for this year so far. So, sorry, for this week, this past week. So we notice price actually came back. It started here. We did the higher low, okay? Then we went up, we made a higher high. So that tells you that the market is actually, in fact, bullish on the 2-hour time frame. Came back down on Tuesday, it made that higher low, and then it shot right up. Higher high, and it's been continuing to do that ever since. Then you had another higher low on Thursday, and then we ended with a higher high at the end of Thursday, came back down, it made a higher low on Friday. Okay. Interesting thing. A lot of people are talking about gaps, talking about this gap down here needing to be filled. Guys, forget it. The market is making higher lows, higher highs. Expect that market to be continuing to go on that upward trajectory. Okay. The important thing is you always want to make sure that you still take your higher lows. In the event that they continue to make lower highs, then you know that the consolidation and the retracement is still happening. You take your profit on your lower highs, and then you wait for your next higher low. That's all you need to do. Okay. If you look to your left, okay, when the market was still in retracement, higher lows, you enter here, lower highs, you exit here. Higher lows, you enter here, lower highs, lower high in relation to all of these highs, you take your profit here. Higher lows, went up, it made a higher high, which was still lower than the previous highs, so you take your profit here. Wait for the market to come down. All you're doing is buying your dips, buying your dips, buying your dips. Once you keep doing that, once you keep buying your dips, okay, once the market comes back, okay, it's going to be easy for you to actually catch your higher highs because you're accustomed to buying your dips. So here's where the market turned around. So you bought your dip. Came up, it made a lower high, take your profit. Came back, you bought your dip. Now you notice that the market is now starting to go higher. Okay? Comes back again, buy your dip. Higher low, lower high. Take your profit. Same thing, buy the next dip. Came up, made a higher high. Come back, you wait. Buy your higher lows. Eventually, once it breaks, you will be in that direction. So for this trade, which I took on Friday, I'm actually in. I actually came in, I think it was like 11 o'clock on this trade. Came back down, did some consolidation for towards the end of the day. But guess what? I bought the dip. So it's just a matter of waiting for that to actually go back and be in trend 100%. All right. So that's what happened last week. That's where the week ended. And that's where I expect it to continue to go. Now, I did mention to you guys about gaps. Now, you can expect that when this market opens, you'll either get a gap straight up towards that all-time high, or it will gradually continue working itself up. Don't be surprised if you see the market open with a big gap here towards the upside, because it's going to come. It definitely is going to come. You may take out last week's higher high right here, but I'll tell you this much. This market is not going to be selling this week until this high gets taken out. Whether it does it at the beginning of the market or it takes a day or two for it to get there, but this higher high is going to get taken out. Right here is the all-time high, and we're expecting the price to get there at some point in time. All right. So that's it for the review for last week. The market is in fact trending. Forget everything that you're hearing about the war. Forget all the speculation and everything, guys. Just trade the market structure. Higher lows to higher highs are the only thing that's guaranteed on this market. All right. So that's it for the review for last week. That's where the price ended. That's where the price traded. I'm going to do another video shortly where I'm going to tell you what I am expecting to do for the week ahead. I already told you I took the buy from Friday. I'm in that trade. This trade is not going to sell, guys. It's not going to sell. So take that out of your mind. Those of you sitting down hoping that the market is going to open with this huge drop, take it out of your minds. Not going to happen. All right. So take care, guys. See you on the next video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to my my Instagram channel and my TikTok channel where I actually post daily content as the time allows so that we can actually continue to grow together. So take care. See you on the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.